Mapambano.
They're not going to allow people to just sit at home while we go for Mapambano.
Did you listen to the Hot Breakfast this morning? Here's what you missed.
President WSR will succeed in crushing every cartel in the country, save for two that are extremely powerful. One, Kenyan banks, and two, Kenyan media. Then he goes on to say both are very powerful, influential, and synergize so well to protect each other's interests. For public good, a way must be found. Wow. And that's gotten like 217,000 views.
Yes. I think banks need to be contained a little bit. Unakuanga na bank? Stop, all of us. Can your cartel bank continue?
The issue here is following the law.
Yeah.
There's a way, even if you have a complaint against a media house or a journalist, there's a way you need to deal with it according to the law and according to the constitution.
Yeah.
Such utterances then does not augur well for the freedom of the media, and the media has played a very, very important role in bringing Kenya where it is right now.
Yeah.
So such pronouncements, you hear him saying that way, you hear Rigiji saying how media is a cartel and they are only paid to write headlines. You hear Ichungwe in the National Assembly, the same sentiments. It comes out as a script, and it comes out as if the government might be leaning towards a policy of containing the media and crushing the media for that matter, which will not end well for Kenya, because we know what the media, how the media has done, and what the media has done to bring our democracy where it is right now.
Tell me something, Abuya. Where is this? Sorry, where is this coming from? I mean, all of a sudden, and Chariot has been, pretty liberal for the most part.
Yes.
Where is this coming from all of a sudden?
The thing is that I would want to imagine that it comes from the campaign period, because at that time, there were those sentiments and rumors and thinking that the media were Azimio leaning, and I would want to imagine that the people in power right now have not moved on, that they have not accepted that they're in power and they need to live and let live, because that is the only way then we should be moving forward. And there's no, like it has been said before, there's been no evidence given to even show and determine that the media was biased. There are all sentiments, and time of campaign, you are damned if you do, you are damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And during campaign time, you do a story today, you are said you are leaning towards this side. You do a story tomorrow, you are leaning towards this side. I think if there is a complaint against any particular media house, then those with complaints must follow the laid down laws, and they must follow the laid down procedure to file a complaint and seek redemption. So we need to stand our ground. We need to say no to some of these things, even if it will be painful. But yeah, we have to stand up and do our role. If the government is wrong on something, we have to speak about it.
And we have to do it.
We should not allow ourselves to be intimidated
And we have to
by
do
the
it.
likes of Cheriot and Rigiji. We have to stand our ground and do what we are supposed to be doing.
And there are echoes of the past here, huh? The echoes of Moi era here.
Yes,
So, if we're not careful.
it starts this way. Hivi ndio inaanza kidogo, unasukuma hapa, then you are now silenced. And once the media is silenced, then now who will speak for Kenyans?
Fuel is going to go up. The dollar is still going up. And once fuel goes up, school fees goes up. Sugar, flour, petrol, diesel, everything is affected. So either way, somehow or the other, there's only one way that we can draw attention. Eric Omondi has tried, but he didn't have a license for, he had an unlawful gathering. I mean, like even us, the four of us, if we just decide to stand somewhere outside and say it's an unlawful gathering. So,
but go in, what do you have to say?
I agree with Abuya, and I think we had spoken about this about maybe a month ago when we talked about these demonstrations. Are they counterproductive? What is the end game? What is being sought? Is it political expediency, or is it actually the problems that are affecting Kenyans, the cost of living? And the terms that were issued by the Azimio team was that if the cost of living, the cost of unga, the cost of petrol, the cost of all this does not go down within this day, so by Wednesday, then they will hit the streets. But then what does this mean for the everyday people that are now going to work? I'm sure many businesses will be on high alert from tomorrow. People will close their shops early. because of fearing, there may be elements that are actually coming to that demonstration to protest the cost of living. But there are those who are coming to update their cost of living using your own, there will be muggers that will be there. There are bad elements that will get to it. So I don't know whether that was really the way to go, but then knowing politicians, that is the style.
They want to take advantage of each and
you
every
will be at the
situation.
bottom of the chain.
Yeah.
But it is still their needs and their interests that will be top. In fact, they have said don't even plant with this rainfall that is coming fast, because it's not going to be sustainable for the seed to even grow. So don't fast until they can be able to forecast better rainfall.
Ricky G, a couple of days ago, he said 3 months before the election, 24 billion shillings disappeared. And he knows who the people stole the money. He says there were CSs and there were PSs, and they were using what? The air wing, or Wilson Airport, air wing to transfer this cash.
I mean, I think part of the witch hunt is ongoing this morning. And I don't want really to call it witch hunt or whatever. I mean, there seems to be a big grudge still between the previous administration and the current administration. And for me, even as they continue with the sideshows, the Kenyans will really want to see them deliver services. It's no longer about if we get to power, but we are now in power. So it's now for them to deliver. But some things comes as surprise for Kenyans, especially when a whole deputy president says that as Kenyans were busy counting votes at the bombers of Kenya, others were busy stashing, a lot of billions in boxes, cartons, bags, and taking them to their individual homes. I mean, if that exactly happened, like the deputy president says, then nobody should be left, to go and enjoy Kenya's billions, but they should be surcharged and that money returned back to where they picked it from. So the government is in power. Rigiji is the deputy president, and whatever he says, his boss is also aware. So we don't want to see Rigathi repeat this very many times in prayer meetings or in government functions. Let them swing into action and recover the money. Kenyans need a lot of money because of the high cost of living.
Those kids in Finland, the students in Finland, right? Sio
Hacha go in aanze na hiyo.
go in because it was in issue. Able to elezea what happened.
Cousins wamekwama huko.
Hey,
Tunang'ang'ana.
the fees had been paid for semester 1,
Yes.
right? And then when it comes to semester 2, the money is run dry.
There was an agreement in terms of how payment was supposed to be done. There was a kitty that was to be formed, a trust, where the money was put that would now be channeled towards fee payment. But then parents were required to give a certain amount. They did. They sold land, some ancestral land, to put money into that kitty. So some have been kicked out of their hostels. Leto spoke to a number of them when he did the story on Saturday, and they say they've been given deportation letters. They've not just been effected. So they are there just waiting. They've tried, the families have even tried to get into arrangements with the university to pay the fee direct. But the university says, no, the agreement we had was with the Uasin Gishu County government, not you or your parent. Leto is actually on mail with one of them here.
As we speak.
Yeah. Jeff, when I broke this story on Saturday, I felt like I've broken a piece of glass on my hand.
You even have a poem for it, Spoken word,
You see,
Spoken word.
you see, this might not be a laughing matter because the documentation in my possession, right from Helsinki, Finland, is one that is mind-boggling. I mean, you have a situation where a county hoodwinks parents that it is giving full scholarship. But this is not a scholarship because parents have sold land, parents have taken loans, parents have done everything they could to raise the money between 1.2 million and 1.5 million. And they so religiously took the money to how the government had told them, the county government of Uasin Gishu told them. After paying all that money, instead of releasing the entire payment for the entire academic year, they only chose to pay the first semester, which was 550,000. That was about 4,300 euros. And from there, when the second semester is kicking in, money has been depleted in their accounts. And you wonder what's all this about. Apparently, the students there this morning, as we speak, because we spoke with a number of them on Saturday, as we speak this morning, they have been kicked out. They have been kicked out of their hostels.
To go where?
They don't know. So already we are talking about squatters in Finland.
Jeff, I just received a message here from one of the Kenyans listening to us in Finland.
Right.
Pray for these students. It is winter here and some of them were evicted from their hostels jana. Good Samaritans are currently hosting them. The school suspended them, and if the county government doesn't pay their fee by 31st March, the Finnish government is talking about deportation.
They were supposed to be deported actually by the beginning of this month, but they were given the last chance, which is the 3 more weeks. So there is a director called Sana Partamies. She's the development manager, international education, RDI, Laurea University of Applied Sciences in Helsinki. And she said, they said, yeah, this is a nursing student. She says the mail reads, in part, from beginning of March, the teaching for groups nursing, Lojava 205, Tikurila 260, all that. No teaching is arranged for these groups while they received no teaching has been arranged for this teach. If Edu Excellence Limited has not received the tuition fees for the second semester for these groups by March 31st, 2023, Laurea University of Applied Sciences will decide to terminate your right to study and end the programs. The information of the terminated right to study, this is a third world country, will automatically flow to the Finnish Immigration Service through electronic systems, which will be followed by cancelling of the residence permits.
Cancel kabisa.
Yes. Which means now
Biblia inasemanga kama the rich, kama hauna, even the little that you have
will be taken away from you.
And because this is a parent that has done everything. Amefanya harambee, ameuza shamba, amefanya nini, and then I'm told the account that they were depositing money, pesa ilikuwa inapoteanga to 400 in the morning, 400 in the evening. Just being withdrawn by wakoras of this town.
And the current governor has indicated that they will not be putting out a separate budget for these, because this was not an initiative of the county.
So this is outright theft. Is that what we're seeing here?
This is theft.
That is fraud.
This is fraud and just taking advantage of poor parents.